What's up, all my investors of the Shaddai, and I'm back again with another episode of HINANCE, breaking down the complex financial world for everyday people like me and you so we can make some moolah, some cheddar, some bread, whatever you want to call it. Today I'm talking about some amazing tech stocks that I bought and I'm going to continue buying that maybe you should know about. We got to talk about Bitcoin and some more economic news. Make sure you pay attention all the way to the end of the video for all the important information. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know your thoughts. How you feeling? How's your portfolio going? Are you making money? Are you losing money? Are you changing your strategy? I'm open to have any type of discussion on stocks with everybody. If you have any questions, please feel free. And if you are interested in joining the stocks group chat, shoot me a DM above. We are growing every single week. It's called the Future Millionaires, and the goal is to build generational wealth. And shout out to all my people in the chat. I appreciate you all. It's been a year pretty much since we've started the first chat, and I'm just very proud of everybody in that chat, and I know that we'll all be millionaires one day. It's only a matter of time. Let's get right into the economic news. Bitcoin has reached like 5 all-time highs. I'm pretty sure I think it's like 5 or 4 all-time highs within the last few weeks, and it's getting exciting and it's getting scary. I told y'all in my last video I was going to start putting a little bit of money into Bitcoin, and I have started, and tomorrow or today, one of these days, I'm going to add in a little bit more money. I'm just waiting to see if a pullback's going to come. When something hits like 4 different all-time highs in the same week, it gets a little scary. But it's being backed by Visa. It's being backed by Square. It's being backed by PayPal. It's being backed by Tesla. Many other hedge funds are going to get in this to just not miss out. And it's to break it down very simple as to why it makes sense. It's digital gold. There's only a certain amount of Bitcoin. I believe it's 21 million Bitcoins in total. That's it. And I think about 18 million had been mined. So y'all can do the math of how much is left. And within these next few years, this Bitcoin thing is going to get crazy. It's going to get crazy. That's my prediction. It's going to get crazy because of the scarcity. I've said it before. There's value in things that there's a limited quantity of. If there was only what's something out there? If there was only 5 cars in the United States that people could drive, I'm sure that those cars would be worth a lot of money because people wouldn't want to walk from Massachusetts to Florida. They'd rather drive. If someone was rich, they'd buy a car just for that travel and maybe sell it after. So digital currency, well, this specific, because there's obviously a bunch of digital currencies, but Bitcoin seems to be the number one player. And, I would say, I'm not telling people, this isn't financial advice, but I'm just saying that if you got you got $5 laying around, you got a couple dollars laying around, you got $20 laying around, $40, $50 laying around, why not just see what happens? Put it in there. Because we don't know what the price of Bitcoin will be 5 years from now when it's all discovered, when it's all mined. A quarter of a Bitcoin could be worth $1,000 in 5 years or 10 years. Who knows? So you don't need to even have enough money to afford a full Bitcoin, but if you just put anything, you just never know what it can do, man. You just never know what it can do. So let me know if you think if you are against what I'm saying. Please let me know below, because before I was also against Bitcoin, but now there's just too many players, too many big players that are in the mix and can really shift this boat. Now with the stimulus talk, I know everybody's been wondering, when are we going to get our stimulus? First and foremost, I'm just going to say that please, you shouldn't be dependent on the government at all. They can barely take care of their loved ones. So if you look like me, they're working to get to us, but the focus should be taking care of yourself. Try to figure out how you can next level yourself without the government's help, and just whatever they give us is just a icing on the top, or a little cherry on the top of the icing that we built. But with that being said, Secretary Treasury Yellen is saying that we got to go big. She's saying she's backing the package up. She's saying that this needs to be a big package. It don't need to be anything else. And she also mentioned something about inflation. She said inflation has been down for the last decade, and she said it's up to the Federal Reserve to make a decision. Do they want to save the people, which I don't really think they're for the people, but do they want to save the people, or do they want to let inflation stay down? So I guess that them printing more money is them saving the people, but when when you space out how much time it's taking them to get the people money, you really understand that they ain't for the people. Like, it shouldn't take that long. If you really care for the people, it shouldn't be dragging your feet that long to get the money to the people that need it the most. And right now, there's a big argument about who should get the $1,400. Should it be people making $75K, or should it be dropped down to $50K? I personally think it should be the people who deserve it the most. If you're making $75K, I think that you should be Gucci. You should be Gucci. You don't deserve no $1,400 check making $75K. If you're broke at $75K, then you have a budgeting issue, my friend, not an income issue. So I do believe that that threshold should be brought down to $50K, and give it to the people that deserve it the most, and be done with it. Because if you start giving it to people that make more money are obviously a little bit more financially smarter or financially educated. They're going to just probably save it, and the stimulus check is meant to be thrown back into the economy, rotated so that jobs are created, people are spending money, the people that are spending money, someone working for that money to be spent, and it's just like a nice circulation. So there's a lot of things to be speculated. It is expected that once passed, if you already had your direct deposit set up, you should get it within the first 2 weeks of March. If you didn't have your direct deposit set up from before, then you may be looking at April. Who knows? I don't know. The mail's been delayed. Who knows? You might get it in June. May, June, April, who knows? But I pray for you if you didn't have the direct deposit set up, because you just in limbo, man. You in limbo, and you got to get on board. But let me know what y'all think about stimulus. Should people making $75K a year get a $1,400 check? Let me know. Be honest. If you think they should or shouldn't, me personally, I think they shouldn't. I think they should be good. And if they're having issues right now in life making $75K, I think that, and I'm not saying $75K is a lot of money, I'm just saying, but like, they probably have more of a budgeting issue than anything, because you can live off $75K. Now, if you got like 5 kids and stuff like that, that's a whole nother story. I don't know about that. I'm a single man with 0 kids. I just know that, I can make a nice, I can live comfortably with $75K, 75, 100K. I can live comfortably. I'm just saying. Maybe not comfortably, but you know what I'm saying. I think you know what I'm saying. Maybe you don't know what I'm saying. But let's get right into the word of the week, which is capital gains. Now, what is capital gains? Let me read the official definition of capital gains. It is a profit earned from the sale of property or an investment. Profit earned from the sale of a property or an investment. Obviously, this is an investment term. This is a tax term as well. Right now, we are in tax season. And one thing I just want to say before I even talk about capital gains is you are not going to slide past Uncle Sam. I'm sorry to break it to you. Please claim. Listen, taxes is the one tool that society uses to get people that look like us. And if you don't look like me, that's okay. Because the taxes is a tool to attack the people that come from poverty. So that you can look like me or you can come from poverty, and that tool is still being used against us. We're not educated on it. We think we can get away with it because it's just little old me. It ain't millions. Listen, all these platforms, they will 1099 report you. They will report your 1099. And if you file your taxes before you get that 1099, because all these platforms take their sweet time. This is how, I swear, this whole system is against it. They take their sweet time. They wait till like a month before taxes are due. to get you your 1099 in hopes that you probably already filed your taxes because you want your refund check. But if you do that, you have to amend that tax. It's pretty much saying that was an error and I still have to add this 1099 in. Don't file your taxes too early. Please, if you're trading stocks and you're making profits and you're selling, you're consistently selling, make sure you get that 1099. You wait for that 1099. How can you get it? Contact the support email for whatever platform you're using. They'll let you know when you can expect to see it. I know Cash App has statements that you can see consistently, but they also wait till about March to give out the 1099s. And so please, I don't want to see none of my people having to pay back taxes because the IRS always waits a couple years to let you know. And it ain't nice because interest gets built up and you owe them money. They can come in your crib. They can take everything you got. You don't want to play with the IRS when it comes to taxes. You really don't. If you want to see an example, go check out what they did to Omi and the Hellcat, man, when the IRS took everything he had, all his cars, everything. He took TVs off his damn wall. I mean, obviously he owed millions. He owed a lot more millions, but I'm just saying is that ain't nothing going to slide when it comes to Uncle Sam. So if you're making big profits, little profits add up as well over a year span. So just contact a CPA, Google one, ask a friend, family member, pay a couple $100 to have someone sort that all out. You're in a whole new world now. If you're investing on a day-to-day basis or a week-to-week, month-to-month, you're in a whole new world now. And you can claim your losses. So if you lose on the stock, you can claim it. So the capital gains, you have to report that. When you make a profit on a stock sale, that's called a capital gain. And there's different tax brackets for it. I made a capital gains video, so go check it out. There's different tax brackets for it. If you wait a year to hold the stock, your tax bracket is going to be lower. If you don't wait a year, anything under a year, you're subject to high taxes. So please, I did want to share that because it's tax season. Be very aware of your capital gains. You can get all the paperwork from these platforms you are trading on. They have statements. They have stuff that you can look at so that you can provide to the person doing your taxes. If you're on TurboTax, make sure you are filling out everything you need to fill out. I hate TurboTax. I'm going to just be honest with y'all. Now, let's get into some tech stocks that I bought recently. And I'm not telling you to buy these stocks. This is not what I'm saying. I'm just sharing with y'all what I've bought and why. Things are changing right now. I've mentioned recently that my strategy has changed. And I'm open to foreign investment. I'm looking into communications. I'm looking into things that are going to be here no matter what. And one of the stocks that I've recently bought into, and I'm going to continue to add my position now because it seems a little bit more interesting than when I recently bought, is Nokia. Now, when you first think of Nokia, you think of phones. The Nokia phone was my first phone. But they sold off their phone business. They sold it to, who they sold it to? They sold it to, I know the courier. They sold it to Microsoft. They sold off their phone business to Microsoft, which is probably why they have a Microsoft phone. I'm pretty sure they have a Microsoft phone. Now they're more focused on 5G infrastructure, networking equipment. You can't run this whole communication system without the network, without the equipment. So they said, I'm going to be the middleman. Y'all can keep the phone business. I'm going to be the middleman. This is a foreign investment. So this also falls under my new strategy. A foreign investment is 5G infrastructure, which is its future technology. And I believe that the 5G infrastructure is still, this could be a long shot, 75, 80, 60%, 75, 80%, probably more that still needs to be built out in America alone. Nokia is based out of Finland. They're currently trading at $4. They're hitting a pretty low, and I think that in the next year or two, this stock may be able to double, could triple, depending on what they do, what else they do, or what type of revenues they bring in. They have partnerships with AT&T, they have partnerships with Verizon, and the new thing now is will Verizon or AT&T buy Nokia for the infrastructure? You know, they both have partnerships with them, but obviously there's a whole nother battle going on here in the US. You know, everybody wants the 5G market share. Who will it be? Who will be the 5G giant? Will it be Verizon? Will it be AT&T? And, you know, I've said it before many times, the companies who do partnerships and acquisitions will outlast everybody else. This is a whole new time we're in. And how you beat everybody else is by buying allies and working on partnerships to push your company forward. And honestly, I think that, me personally, I think Verizon should buy Nokia because of the just partnerships that Verizon has with the NFL, and I'm pretty sure they have partnerships with MLB. They might even have a partnership with the NBA. They got all these partnerships that are doing very well for them. And Nokia has tons of contracts right now, 130 something contracts with 5G. For 5G, you know, Europe market, they're doing their thing. The US market, they're here. They're growing their market share here. This is all excluding China, because obviously China always does its own thing. They're off the grid. They're doing their own thing. They make replicas of everything else that's out there in the world. But I think that there's tons of opportunity here in Nokia. And I'm going to continue adding my position. Again, this isn't financial advice. I'm not telling you to do this, but I think 5G infrastructure is very important going forward. That's the next big thing. They've been trying to hush it for so long. I've noticed they've been trying to hush it for so long, but it's here, and it's something that you should definitely be looking into if you're looking for an opportunity. And it's a very affordable opportunity at that too. But when it's very affordable, there's also lots of risk. You got to be patient with this one. I think that this one, it could take longer than expected in my eyes, but I'm willing to wait. I'm a patient guy. I'm a long-term investor. Are you, is the real question. The next stock is Palantir, PLTR, currently trading at like $29. This is a big data analytics company focused on surveillance and security. They got deals with the US government, FBI uses them, CIA uses them, ICE uses them, the Army uses them. They take all this data that comes in. I call it AI. I call it AI. When you start messing around with AI and they deal with AI and, you know, predicting things for these agencies and, you know, showing them data and visual representations of their data in many different ways so they can, you know, better perform and better surveillance and provide better security, I guess, for our country. You know, when you have a deal with the government, it's always good. Now, what caused the sell-off? Because many of you may know that Palantir recently sold off. Well, they had some disappointing quarter results, and their expiration let me get the right word. It's the IPO lockup expiration came up recently, which is this allowed people that worked within the company that owned shares to finally sell for the first time since they opened up in September, I believe. This is the first opportunity they've been able to sell. So that created a sell-off. People within the company say, hey, I want to cash out, man. This thing went from $10 to $30-something. Let me cash out. If I bought 1 million shares, someone cashed out. Now, so they didn't go down because they're a bad company. They just, you know, there was a few different forces. When you have multiple forces, some disappointed quarterly results, plus why would you as a worker want to hold on when you know the quarterly results are considered disappointing? This is your time to sell. But Kathy Woods came in and she bought like 6.8 million shares with the ARK ETFs. You know, I got in. So when I seen that was like my final, okay. That was my final okay, Kathy Woods. My man Rasta had been telling me about Palantir for some time. I was like shrugging it off. Like, hey, I'm going to get to it. But then Kathy Woods, 6.8 million shares. I said, okay, it's time. It's time for me. I got in, and I think that, you know, with this technology, this is just futuristic technology. Technology, as much as people want to say they don't know or tech has been overvalued. Yes, everything's kind of overvalued, but it's all future evaluations. It's all future speculations. And I think that this technology is going to be very useful for, you know, many countries. It's going to be extremely useful for our country. As you know, we're going through what we're going through, and surveillance and security is kind of like the two biggest things right now. So make sure you put them on your watch list. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Palantir. Is it a buy for you or is it not? It's a buy for me. I'm going to continue to add position this week, and I see some upside. I can't put a number on it, but I see some upside in Palantir. I've already gained to like 12% in the recent week, so that's a good sign for me already. The last stock that I want to talk about that I recently bought is Verizon, which, again, I'm back to the 5G infrastructure, telecommunications, something that will be here no matter what happens in the economy. I could say the same for Palantir is going to be here no matter what happens in the economy. Nokia will be here no matter what happens in the economy. So Verizon, and I've been watching for Verizon for so long. I can go back to my videos from last year talking about Verizon. It was my first paper trade. They're currently trading at what is considered a low. 5G infrastructure. They have amazing partnerships. May potentially buy Nokia. Who knows? I don't know. It's speculation. I'm just saying. Something to look forward to. Warren Buffett also recently bought into them. So they're trading at $56. It's a company that it's gonna be here. They have other acquisitions, video platforms. Some call them a utility company now because it just got so much going on. And I see a 20 to 25% upside for this stock. It could go on a nice little bull run, especially with your boy Warren Buffett. Everybody likes to follow Warren Buffett. The different metrics that I go off. As soon as I see Warren Buffett, I say, okay, now it's my time. Warren Buffett's in. Let me get in right behind him and ride this wave with him and see what happens. This is also a dividend play. So for parking your money here, you can get some cents. I'm going to call it cents because I don't know how much you're going to invest. But yes, you got to obviously hold for a quarter or more. And I think that Verizon is a smart play here for future. Like I said with Nokia, building out this 5G infrastructure is a very important thing, and I don't know why it's not being highlighted more. I'm really not sure, but I'm sure we'll know one day. Once it comes, we'll know. We will know for sure. But let me know what you think about Verizon. Is it a buy? Is it a sell? Do you disagree with any of the stocks that I mentioned? Do you agree? Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate you all for watching. As always, thank you. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Please, if you're watching this, if you're listening to me right now, just subscribe. It's not going to hurt you. You know what that's going to do? It's going to set off these what do they call those? It's going to set something off. I don't know. I can't think of it right now, but it's going to set something off. So hit that like button, subscribe, and it's going to set off something mysterious, and you'll find out after you hit that button. I appreciate y'all for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.